So my name is Alasdair Gillies. I grew up in Edinburgh, it's the capital of Scotland in the UK. I went to the University of St Andrews and studied international relations. I just graduated from there in June, and I'm going to start my Masters at King's College London, studying public policy and management. So I was looking for something to do, something worthwhile, in the time between my undergraduate degree and my Masters. So I was looking at lots of different opportunities, charities, NGOs. And on my university website, Gram Vikas was listed. I'm still not quite sure why or how, what the relationship is, but it was there. I looked at the website and I was really interested by what I saw, so I applied for an internship here. Well, looking at the website, I saw sort of the wide breadth of work that Gram Vikas does, and the people they work with. You know, people who might otherwise be left behind. You know, not addressed by governments or other organisations. And so, you know, that was part of it. You know, the cause, and then the opportunity to do some really meaningful work for them. You know, I was sort of sold that I'd be really contributing, doing interesting things. So from that point of view, it was yeah, the distance seemed worth it. It was worth coming all the way here for that. So the first 3 weeks I spent here in the office in Bhubaneswar, looking at the status assessment survey data. So I was sort of looking through that, looking for relationships between data, sort of seeing what are the conditions for water system functionality. But also looking particularly at the village water and sanitation committees. The village institutions is what really attracted me to Gram Vikas in the first place. You know, that was a really sort of interesting concept to me. So I was looking at the data from that perspective, looking at the VWSC and the WSS. So from there, I then went into the field. So I spent a week in Kyonjar, conducting interviews with villagers based on what I'd found in the data. And then another week in Ganjam, again conducting interviews.
Alright, so what do you like the most in the internship here in Gram Vikas?
Yeah, it's definitely been a sort of challenging experience, getting accustomed to the life here. But no, it's been really worthwhile, challenging but really enjoyable. So yeah, I guess that's another reason why I wanted to come out here. I wanted to challenge myself, wanted to see a different culture, and really sort of embed myself here. You know, you can spend a couple of weeks here on holiday, but that's not the same as spending 8 weeks living here.
So do you like the culture in Gram Vikas? I mean, how the work culture, how's the environment?
Yeah, the culture has been great. Everyone's been very welcoming, everyone's been very helpful. Yeah, it's great to sort of work with really sort of committed, dedicated people who have their cause and really want to help the people. Going out to the field was great. That was something I really wanted to do when I applied, was to go to the villages themselves, speak to people, see how Gram Vikas works, you know, on the ground. You know, see it for myself, not just see it from a spreadsheet or from what I'd read. So it was great to see how much it meant to people. You know, villages where it was working well and people were happy, villages where it had been working well but now it wasn't, and you could see how much they wanted it back, and then villages where they haven't started working yet but we're really excited to get that process started.
What is the biggest thing that you learn while doing?
I think it's the way that data can seem different when you actually go and see it on the ground. You know, when I was looking at the data and spreadsheets and things, I had an idea in my head of what that meant. And then speaking to the executive director, he thought maybe it was slightly different. It wasn't quite right what I thought. And that's why he really wanted me to send me out into the field and see it for myself. And he was absolutely right. It wasn't quite how I thought it would be, how I thought what it meant, basically. So from that point of view, it's sort of, you really have to have that combination of experience. You know, in the office, seeing the data, that's great, but you have to see it on the ground for yourself, see how it works, and really gain that fuller perspective of what the work is.
Any message that you want to express to the people?
Yeah, first thing I'd like to say thank you for anyone that's ever sort of supported me during my time here. You know, I've relied on a lot of people's kindness and generosity to help me out and make sure that I was able to do the work that I wanted to do. So yeah, thank you to them, and yeah, I look forward to coming back one day and seeing you all again.